Welcome back to Your Own Arc. Today we're making homemade yogurt. I usually make 2 quarts of milk at a time. Depending on how much yogurt you're going to be using, we eat it and cook with it, so I do 2 quarts at a time. Get a large saucepan, put the 2 quarts in there, use a spatula to stir it with, stirring and scraping and rubbing the bottom full time so that it doesn't scorch on the bottom. Just always keep a constant temperature on there. To make sure that you don't scorch the bottom and that you don't overheat it. You want to take it up to 180 degrees. I take it up to 180 and try and hold it for 30 seconds to a minute, and then I pull it off the heat and start to cool it down. Once it's cooled down enough that I can put it into the bottle, I get it down to 115 and I put it in a 2-quart jar. That's a 2-quart jar there. And I take the yogurt out of my other 2-quart jar that the old yogurt is in and pull out about 3/4 of a cup, just that big heaping spoonful there. That's a serving spoon. So it's about 3/4 of a cup. Dump that in there. A cupful or so is, it just varies. I like to make sure and put enough in there, and it seems like the more you put in, the thicker it develops. So when my 2-quart jar starts to get down to the bottom, about 2 inches in the bottom, I'll start to make a new batch, dump that cup of yogurt start in there, and just continue the process. Stir it in really good. The original yogurt that I used for this, I just got some of the Greek yogurt there at Walmart or Smith's or whatever. It has the live culture in it, and that's what I started this with. I've been using this culture for probably a year now and just keep making my own time after time. Stir that up really good, and then I bring water up to 135 degrees. Just same pan, put water in it, bring it up to 135 degrees. You can see this is a different thermometer. I have a digital thermometer and I have just the mechanical thermometer. I use both of them. It doesn't really matter. I just use both to show that you could use either one. Bring that water up to 135 degrees, and then I put a lid on the yogurt, the milk that I just heated up, and put it in this thermos. And I dump the water that I just brought up to the 135 degrees in on top of it, and that keeps the yogurt start at a good constant temperature all day long. Throw the lid on it, and I let it sit for about 12 hours, and that's my homemade yogurt. So just a nice recap: you bring your milk up to 180 degrees. Make sure you're checking the temperature and stirring it. Then drop it back down to 115 degrees to add your start. If it's too hot when you add your start, you will kill your start. So you have to make sure and get it back down to 115, 120. The lower the temperature, the sweeter the yogurt, but if you get too low, it doesn't work as well. So you just kind of have to find that sweet spot in there. 115, add your start, stir it up, bring your water up to 135, pour it in there. If your water is too hot when you pour it in there, you'll break your bottle. Tell me how I know that one. Tried it. And 135 will last in that thermos 12 hours, really good. Make it in the morning, pull it out at night, and you have your fresh homemade yogurt. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Thank you for watching.